What's up, guys? Good morning. This is the Disciple of Discipline here with another video, and it is a little after 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you'll notice the title of the video is Back to Square One. And the reason it's called Back to Square One is because I relapsed today, and this isn't the first time since the last video. I relapsed actually the day after I made the last video. Got to get these out the way. These necessarily confessions, but the truth, so I relapsed the day after the last video, which would have been day 15, and then I made it about a week and a day, so 8 days, and then I relapsed, which would have at like 3 a.m., so a little more than an hour ago, maybe 2:45, 2:30, something like that. And I learned a lot from both times. I think that's important. I know why I relapsed both times. Despite not having gotten close to the max I'd hit in the past of, I think it was almost 3 months, or even I haven't even gotten to a month yet in a while. I've learned a lot from the last two, actually the last 3 times, the last 3. So this week and then the last 2 week streaks have been good. I've learned a lot from each time. Additionally, this is the first time I've ever actually gone through NoFap. This is the first. These last couple times have been the first times I've relapsed and then stopped on that day. Generally speaking, what happens generally for me when I relapse and then I binge. So the next 3 or 4 days is a lost cause, and then it takes me about a month of like 2 and 3 day mini streaks to even get up to a week again. That hasn't been happening these last couple of times. I've been able to see what it is, stop, and then get back on it. And that's, I think, really important. The last couple of times, well, first I'll talk about these 8 days. So these 8 days were pretty good. I learned, like I said, I learned a lot from the last 14 day NoFap I did. But at the end, on the 8th day, which would have been yesterday night, I was hit with something I hadn't experienced before, particularly in the context of NoFap, and that is insomnia. I've never had insomnia related specifically to NoFap before. I've had insomnia before in my life. I don't know what that was. So I might be awake. Hopefully I didn't wake anyone up. Anyway, I've had insomnia before in my life, but never particularly related to NoFap. And that's what this was. So what happened was I tried to go to sleep actually pretty early because I got work in a couple hours now. So I tried to go to sleep at like 10 p.m. and I just couldn't. I might have dozed off for like short 1 hour stints, but the temptation was strong, the urges were powerful, and I couldn't really get to sleep. And I didn't know how to deal with this before. I mean, there have been times when I've had urges at nighttime, but in the past for me, those have been the easiest times to deal with urges because you go to sleep and then it's over, Even if it takes like 15 minutes to go to sleep, you still go to sleep and it's over. But that wasn't the case this time, So I'm sitting in bed, rolling back and forth, and at 3 a.m. I finally broke. I didn't know how to deal with it. And I didn't go through the normal ritual of things I do, or the things I'd set for myself to do, to avoid relapsing. Generally, the things that I do that work for me. Either I jog, even if I've gone for my jog earlier in the day. Jogging is really powerful for me. I know for some people they talk about like doing push-ups, and I'm a street workout guy, so I work out regularly anyway. But resistance training doesn't do it for me as much as like cardiovascular training. So jogging really grounds me, it refocuses me. If I can jog, that's great. But jogging wasn't really feasible at 1 a.m. Not through the neighborhood, and I couldn't use the treadmill. It's in my parents' room. Can't wake them up jogging. The second thing I did, and I've been doing since the relapse before this one, was meditation. And I'd meditate. Ideally, I'd leave the house and go to a park, meditate, listen to some uplifting trance, clear my mind, and that's great. That also grounds me. If I can't go to a park because it's nighttime, Getting out of this particular room, because this is the room where generally is my bedroom. Got my bathroom right there. When I have masturbated in the past, when I do masturbate or did masturbate, you know, that is the bathroom. So you want to get out of this area. It's particularly if for me, and same for you. If you're gonna do like meditation or something like that, ideally get out of the area, get out of like the danger zone area. I tried to do that, tried to clear my mind, tried to listen to some uplifting trance, but I was laying in the bed. Not a good look. With the lights off, not a good look. Should have gone downstairs, laid on the floor, cleared my mind that way. I think that could have worked. Also, what I've learned is watching NoFap videos as kind of the very last line of defense when you're feeling the strongest urges. So it's like, okay, might be about to watch some videos, you know, in terms of like some porn. I'm going to avoid that by watching NoFap videos. And then that kind of reminds you of, okay, well, the main thing it does, I think it lets you know that you're not alone. There's always someone else who's going through the same thing you're going through. I think that's really powerful when, you know, we're trying to break the bad habit or negative addiction that is the PMO cycle, or, you know, watching pornography, masturbating, that whole thing. So those are things that I need to do that I didn't do this time, because particularly I just wasn't prepared for dealing with like insomnia or NoFap related or masturbation, addiction, whatever, pornography related insomnia. I had never dealt with that. I know how to deal with it in the future. Also, I think making these videos really helps me. So I'm going to be making videos more often. I'm going to try to make a video every day. That's not try, I will. You've got my word, guys. I'm going to make a video every day. I've got a lot of stuff to talk about. I haven't been making them that frequently recently, so I'm going to go back to making them every day. And I'll address a couple of the comments in the previous video, one in particular, and like the next video, which will be day 1. Again, this is day 0. This is a lost. I don't want to say it's a lost day. Sometimes I think people might have that idea of like, okay, you know, you masturbate. When you relapse, the day is lost. And I think Mr. NoFap talks about this in one of his videos, where you can't look at it like that. When I did masturbate, when I did relapse, I did 3 times, but all at once, not kind of spread out. It was one after another, and then I've stopped. I'm not going to do it anymore today, or at all, ideally, because, like I said, you don't want to get into that sort of binge cycle. That's not a good thing to do. So, yeah. Yep, so that's where we are, guys. That's kind of what I learned from this time I relapsed. The last time was stuff that I had added on for this time, which again, the jogging, important for me. Definitely like the meditation. That grounds me as well. Also watching NoFap videos. That's an important thing. Kind of interacting in whatever way you can interact with the community. Guys that are also going through, and girls that are also going through the same thing you're going through. That's important. Getting out of like your danger zone, whatever the area that you normally masturbate in is, try to get out of that area. And yeah, next time, I mean, there's so much stuff. Like there's stuff now, having dealt with this, that I look at. And I'm like, okay, I could have done this. If you're dealing with insomnia, don't sit there and lay in the bed and roll back and forth, fighting your mind constantly on pornography. You're constantly on the idea of masturbation, rolling back and forth for hours on hours, setting yourself up for failure. Once you see that, okay, I'm not going to sleep, wake up. For me, listen to my uplifting trance. I got some clothes that need to be washed. Could have washed the clothes. After doing that, maybe gone downstairs, done a bit of meditation. A lot of times that actually ends up putting me to sleep. Could have played some Xbox, played my league on NBA 2K16. There's always stuff to do that I could have done. I now see that. So definitely the insomnia won't get me again. I'm pretty confident in that. And I was doing well before that. So, yeah, that's where we are now. So like I said, this is back to square one. Tomorrow will be day 1 again, and I'm going to be updating you guys daily. I'm very confident right now. Very confident. Feeling very good. Didn't feel great after the last time I relapsed. Didn't feel great. Still a bit uncertain. I'm feeling very good. Very good. Also update. I did Well, I'll talk about that in later videos. But yeah. So that's where we are, guys. That's where we are. Sorry if this was a little disjointed. I'm a bit tired, haven't gotten much sleep, as I said. But I really felt compelled to make this video. Hopefully, help some people out. Trust me, just making a video, no matter how many people watch it, it helps me out. So thank you guys so much. Those of you that watch, those of you that tune in, those of you that comment on the previous video, even if I didn't, previous videos, excuse me, even if I didn't respond, thank you guys a lot. And we're going to get through this thing together. You know, in the words of DeMarcus Cousins, Sacramento Kings basketball player. Hey, the toughest battles are chosen by the strongest soldiers. That's us, guys. When you decide that you want to take on the battle of NoFap, when you made that decision to break the bad habit, to end the addiction, you know the strength is within you to overcome it. You just got to embrace it. You know, the marathon continues, guys. The marathon continues. This is the video back to square one. Tomorrow will be day one again. We're going to keep it up daily. Thanks again. I got love for y'all. You guys have a great day. All right. Peace.